Hi, my name is Salonica Hunter, and I'm the 88th Miss University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and today I have here with me Miss Tatyana Ali. Welcome to our university. One of my first questions for you today is, in your speech today at our annual Lyceum event, you mentioned your importance and how you feel a lot about education and how it's really important to you, and you chose to attend an Ivy League university. Why did you choose to do so?
It was always my dream to go to an Ivy League, and there was actually a college counselor at my high school, Mr. Martinez, who gave me a list, kind of slipped me a list. He asked me during a lunch period to come to his office, and he wanted to talk to me about my college choices. And he wasn't my assigned advisor. He was somebody who took it upon himself to share some wisdom with me. And he slid me a list, and Harvard was one of the colleges on that list. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have known that I could apply there. So that's a testament to how important teaching is and how important it is for a teacher to really, share their wisdom and attention and care for their students.
And you majored in political science, right?
Mm-hmm.
What exactly now are you doing with your political science degree?
I use it all the time because one of the people I spoke about during my talk was James Avery. He played my father on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He played Uncle Phil. And he was of the kind of Paul Robeson tradition. He believed that artistry and activism went hand in hand. And I use my degree in politics in all of my choices as an actor, all of my choices as a producer. I believe very much in the power of the vote, in the necessity of us fighting to maintain that right. The Voting Rights Act was done away with, and there are forces that are trying to make it so that less and less people have the right to vote, and make the polls less and less accessible. And so I've done work throughout my life, especially after college, volunteering and registering voters and making sure people know how important it is to vote and also know the truth about their ability to vote.
Right. You're a political activist, and you're also an actress,
Mm-hmm.
and you're also a singer, and you had an EP come out on iTunes, am I correct?
Yeah, it's called Hello, and I put it out independently. I put it out myself, and there's some great songs on there. It was a real step of faith. Part of being an artist, anybody out there who wants to be an artist, I think also just in the marketplace now for young people, it's really important to be entrepreneurial and to kind of make a way for yourself when you can, and to believe in yourself and step out on faith. And so I did that with this EP, and I really love the songs. I hope people like it too.
Acting and singing, which of the two, if you had the choice to do for the rest of your life, to pick one,
Mm-hmm.
which would you pick?
I don't want to choose. My dream is to, I think more like a dream job would be something where I could do both, where I could act and sing. I started off in theater in New York. I was actually on the Broadway production of Fences. I played Raynell. That was one of the first things I did. And I would love to do theater again, but more specifically musical theater, because then I could do both. Yeah, I don't think I can live without one or the other.
Right. Okay. So when it comes to your new role in life outside of the entertainment industry, you're a mom now.
Yes.
And you mentioned your son, and you also mentioned Sesame Street. And Sesame Street was what you auditioned for when you first started everything.
Yeah.
And so you have education and singing and acting all in one place.
I do.
You do.
I do. I sing for my son all the time. He's gonna grow up and be like, Mom, stop, shut up. But he likes it now. It gets him to eat his breakfast.
Hey, that works. Okay, so you also started as a young child, a really young child.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think to yourself that you wanted to go to acting school when you, as a child actor?
I didn't. My training was on the job, and it just so happened to work out that way. So I was very much an apprentice to all of the people that I worked with, and I worked with James Earl Jones when I was young, Billy D. Williams, Lloyd Richards, August Wilson. I got to see Mary Alice work. When I look back on it, thank goodness my mom had the wherewithal to tell me, Quincy Jones, she had the wherewithal to tell me, be a sponge. That's what she said, be a sponge. When you are there, you know, the places that you are, be there and absorb as much as you can. And Ollie Woodson, they're like, it's been really amazing, and I wish I had all the pictures to prove it. My mom does somewhere. Yeah, I worked as an apprentice. I didn't start studying formally until sort of like around high school, and then I started to take classes at various studios in Los Angeles.
Thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about your empowerment tour?
Oh, the Empowerment Tour was a program that I did with the United Negro College Fund. It was a tour of HBCUs around the country. Hill Harper had hosted it for a couple years before, and then I hosted it for a few years afterwards. And it was a group of entertainers, entrepreneurs, motivational speakers, psychologists, I mean people, environmentalists, all different fields. Who we came together and we had panels and just had these really open-hearted, honest conversations with students on campuses all over the country, and it was really amazing. At the time, my sister and I had our production company, and so, I mean, it was like going to church once a month. Every time we went on the tours. Or went to the various destinations, but yeah, I think we did some really good work, and people felt comfortable to really share their dreams, share their fears, and I think we did good work.
You just mentioned your production company. Did you take anything special away when it comes to acting from working as a producer?
Yeah, I did, and we were talking about this before, just the idea of, especially now in college, being able to, and when you're interning, being able to really try, different aspects of whatever career or industry you're interested in, not only to find where you fit, but at the end of the day, if you decide, oh my God, this is the industry I love, you have a really holistic picture of what it's about. And when I started producing, a huge part of producing is telling the story of the project, because you're always trying to sell something. You're trying to get money, fundraising, you're fundraising. Then after if you've been lucky enough to actually get the thing made, then you're marketing it. You're constantly marketing. And the story of the story is what you're always telling. And it helped me look at storytelling in a completely different way. I think that made me a better actor. I look at my characters in a different way. I see them, I understand the story as a whole better. I understand how to read a script better with that experience. And I also understand how to pick and choose what I am a part of, because I understand the marketing story behind that project. And if it's one that's ugly and one that I'm not into, then I'm not going to be a part of it. If it's something I can be proud of, the marketing story, what it's about, then I do it.
Is there any project you worked on in the past that you think you took a lot from as compared to others?
Yeah. Well, obviously Fresh Prince was a huge learning experience.
Ashley.
I was like 11 to 17, really, formative years. I learned so much on that show. So much from all of the actors and people that I worked with, directors that I worked with. The theatrical productions. You know why that's a hard question? Because I learn something every single time. That's why I like my profession, it's always different. And I meet people from all different backgrounds, working on a show or a movie or a play, people that I might never come across in normal life. And I learned different working styles. One of the more formative jobs as an actor was a movie called Mother and Child. It's by Rodrigo Garcia, and it was an independent film. I had a very small part, 2 scenes. I played, I was Sam Jackson's daughter, so I had some scenes with him, but most of my scenes were actually with Naomi Watts. And just being in those scenes with her, it was like a tennis match.
Right.
I learned a lot about how to use takes and how to tell the story, how to know the story so well. This is what I felt she did, that there's an infinite number of possibilities of things that you could choose. But you know the story so well that you can actually live in that moment. And every time you do it, it's fresh and it's different. And I had to be on my A game and receive all the different things that she was giving me and try to respond in a way that was really authentic and present. That of my adult years,
right.
my grown-up years, that's probably the experience that. And I did Shakespeare with Charles Dutton too.
Okay.
That's a big one too.
Okay.
There are a lot. Like that's
right.
that's
Yeah.
the cool part.
Okay. In your speech today, you talked about self-understanding and learning not to struggle with trying to succeed. What would you tell students who want to pursue a career similar to yours?
Oh, acting? I would say don't do it because you want to be famous.
Okay.
Don't do it because of celebrity, because if you chase that dragon, you will get burned. That can't be the goal. It's too hard if that's the goal. You actually have to like what a theater smells like. Like you have to like the hard parts, the work itself, the times when you feel like you're afraid or that you're going to totally ruin it, ruin the piece,
right. Or
you're going to walk on stage and fall on your face. There's an excitement in that and a vitality, like an aliveness to that you have to really love. You have to love the work. So there's a lot of work that I've done that's in small theaters that like not a million people have seen, you know?
Right.
But the impact, the experience shared in that theater is meaningful to me. It's more meaningful than like how many followers I have on Facebook. And if that's the case, then you'll be fine because you'll be able to weather the storms, whether you're in style or not in style, you'll just be doing your work. And, who gets to see it? Well, they're blessed to see it. There's that. The other part is don't worry about the rejection because, I'm here and somebody could look at my resume. All that's on the resume are the wins. Nobody knows the 100 times in between that I was told no and that I'm still told no, all the failure in between. People just see the wins. So if you can get through those failures, you'll have the yeses and it'll be fun.
I want to thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
What is next for Ms. Tatyana Ali?
What's next? I started doing voiceover work. So I don't know if anyone will know that it's me, but I really enjoy that. That's like a whole nother thing. And I have 2 projects coming out. One that is a holiday film that'll be on Lifetime.
Okay.
And the other is a thriller that I think might be doing like the festival circuit. And right now it's called DOE. I think that's going to be the name as it goes on. And I guess that's it. Except, there are a lot of like anti-hate rallies going on and things like that. And I went to the Women's March with my husband and my son, and you know, my baby was in a pouch in front of me, and it was a safe space because it was a pro-unity rally. And so the minute that there is something to attend, a rally that is pro-unity and pro-love and not anti-hate, because I really do believe that that amplifies hateful messages. The minute there's a pro-love or pro-unity rally, that's the next thing up for me too. I'll be there.
Well, thank you. Thank you.